Hello everyone, welcome back. So this is kind of like going to be just a mishmash put together of this past year theme park wise. We're going to have also I am ill, I've got a bit of a cold, only a bit but it's fine. Of what I'm going to do video wise next year, coasters I've been on this year, stuff about towers, stuff about Thorpe Park. And then literally that'll be the end of the video. So it's going to be quite a short video, I think. Or it may be very long. I'm not sure. I also kind of have a little paper of notes and stuff for the video, which I didn't have last time. So it's I've kind of got a guide to what to do, which is helping quite a bit. So for the plans for next year, I want to do one video a week, long form, and just upload shorts when I can and when I want to. Okay, now let's actually get into the roller coasters. This has been a very long intro for me. So I'm going to start with coasters I've been on this year, and then a little ranking of the coasters I've been on. So I'm calling this section Coasters Wrapped. It's how many coasters I've been on this year, how many times I've been on them coasters, and my ranking of the coasters. So first I'm going to list all 10 coasters. So the coasters I've been on are Smiler, Oblivion, 13, Wickerman, Spinball Whizzer, Rita, Nemesis Reborn, Sick, Hero, and Mumbo Jumbo. So, the one coaster I have ridden most this year is, drumroll please, 13. I've ridden 13 about 6 times this year. Yeah. The ones I've ridden the least are Mumbo Jumbo, Hero, Nemesis Reborn, Spinball Whizzer, Rita, and Wickerman. I wanted to go on Nemesis more, but we'll talk about that later in the video. Now we've got the top 10. Number 10 is Hero, which I think is Zamperla, and I think there's only 3 of them. I'm not 100% sure. Don't take my word on that. I hate that ride. And I mean I hate that ride. It's horrible, it's rough, it's not nice. I don't like laying on my stomach. It hurt my ribs. So, and I only ridden that once, but I will ride it again in 2025 when I go to Flamingo Land. Number 9 is Mumbo Jumbo. I didn't like the restraints. They're over your shoulder restraints and lap bar, but the over your shoulder restraints only go down to just a bit above where your ribs finish. So they're not full down ones. They're really short and they just come over your shoulders. And I did not like the drop. It went it's 129 degrees, so just it's not nice. And number 8 we have Spinball Whizzer. I've ridden this once this year and it wasn't nice. I didn't like the horseshoe elements. I felt very jolty. I've been on it before and I can't remember it being that horrible, but I did have a bit of a headache after it. So at number 7 we have Rita, Queen of Speed at Alton Towers, which is the first Alton Towers one on this list. And it's not the worst, but it's not the best, and that's why it's 7. Because there are good elements, the launch is actually quite good. And I like how on the brake run, it just goes straight into the brake run, quite a few rides do, especially Smiler. It's I think it's got a roll of some form and it just slams you into the brake run. So I like that it's quite slow and nice into the brake run. But I did have a headache on after this, and it probably didn't help I went on Smiler straight away after Rita, and my headache did get worse, but it's fine. I've put it at 7. I've been on it once. It's a nice ride. It doesn't fit the area, and it never did. It never fit the Ugland, and it didn't fit Dark Forest, and it still doesn't. Even with the vines and stuff in there, You Must Escape, I don't think it fits. And quite a lot of people have that with Rita. Number 6, we have Sick, which I rode 4 times this year in the space of one day because the queue was 5 minutes long. So me and my friends just rode it over again. It was good. It was a good ride. towards the end, the barrel rolls, I think they are, it really hurt your laps because it's like a lap bar. It's like over your shoulders, but it is a lap bar. It doesn't like come up from below you. It's like over the top, and it does hurt on that bit, but it's really enjoyable. It is a good ride. You can tell I rode it 4 times in a day in about space of 20 minutes. Like, we literally went on it, ran back round, and got on the next round. That, like, the next ride of it. So yeah, that was number 6. Number 5 is the Wickerman at Alton Towers. People are going to be angry that I've put this at number 5. I'm also going to say I've only been to Alton Towers and Flamingo Land this year. So, like, the next 4 are all Alton Towers rides. I also just think I didn't go on Kamali or Velocity when I went Flamingo Land. I think Velocity was shut and I didn't have time for Kamali, so big sad. Anyway, Wickerman. The pre-show's good. The airtime hills are good. And it's just altogether quite an enjoyable ride. And I don't think it's good if you don't want to do inversions, but you want speed. Even though it's not the tallest or fastest in the park, it still feels very fast. Like, it feels faster than Smiler in my opinion, and maybe Oblivion on some of the parts. Leading on from that, we have number 4, which is Oblivion, which I've rode 2 times this year. We're getting slightly higher now. And I think Oblivion's good. It's very short. I think it's actually shorter than Rita, which is, like, surprising. And the best part of the ride is the brake run at the end. Top tier. You sit there for about 2 minutes. That's the longest bit of the ride. I'm kidding. I like the drop. The drop is really, like, even though I've been on it about 4 times now, I still find the drop scary or, like, surprising because you can't see it. Whereas I feel like when you can see the drop, it's not as scary. But that's just my opinion. Anyway, moving on to number 3. With number 3, we have 13, which is, a lot of people will be surprised that I've ranked it so high. But I think it's a good ride. Like, I enjoy 13 because I like the theme. The station theme is the best one at Alton Towers. Like, the actual, like, inside the station and the queue line is one of the best at Alton Towers. I'm not including the Wickerman's pre-show or anything like that. 13 is the best. Got the best queue line and stuff. It's, like, especially inside with, like, the whispering, and I also, the drop, the multi-dimension coaster bit is so good. It's so good, and it's just so much fun. So I really want to do number 2 and number 1 real quickly because we're already heading up to the 9 minutes, and 9 minutes is a long time for just ranking coasters. And when I've got, like, stuff about towers and stuff about Fort Park to get on with. So anyway, number 2, I have number 2 is the, drumroll please, Smiler. It's a Smiler. I love the Smiler. Like, normally that would be top tier because I'm very big on inversions, not very big on speed launches or stuff like that. I just really like the theme of the Smiler and the amount of inversions there are because it's got the most. Take that, America. It's got the most, and it's at the one with the least tree limit. Like, you've got to be on the tree limit of the park. It's like, Smiler's very good. Anyway, moving on, Nemesis Reborn. I never rode the original Nemesis. I was too young and too short to ride it. And, like, I wanted to ride it when I went, but it was being built. It was being, like, reborn. The Nemesis was being reborn. Anyway, so that's number 1. The theming is so good. It's very whippy, very smooth. I sat on the middle seat, I think. No, I was on the left outside seat of, like, the 3rd row, and it was a good ride. I'm very happy because it was my first, like, inverted coaster. which is good because it would have been either Nemesis Reborn or Kamali, and Nemesis is better. I haven't ridden Kamali, but Nemesis is better. Anyway, here are my little notes about Alton Towers this year. I think it's been a really good year for Alton Towers, and there's also been some bad things towards the end of the year, such as Blade is going after 44 years of service, and the Alton Dungeons is not coming back next year. And another fact being Flavio's Fandango, or whatever that was, it's gone. That was only like a put in, it was like the retro squad, it was only there for a while. But that's going, and hopefully the stage area, which it was in front of, is now going to be used, like the theatre area. I did go on 2 of them rides, Blade and Flavio's Fandango thing. But we all care more about Nemesis Reborn than Flavio's Fandango. So, here are my notes on Nemesis Reborn this year. I think the theming is like so good. It's just outstanding. I'm saying it's the best themed coaster in the world. The whole area now is themed to Nemesis, and it's so much detail and so many like little things, like the 30 being in Reborn, because that's like, it was 30 years, 2024 was 30 years after when it opened, which is such a good detail in like the Nemesis Reborn theming and logo and stuff. And the signs all being themed, and like the vines just everywhere, like the little like tentacle veiny things everywhere in that area, and it looked so good. I went to Towers in August of this year, and I walked into the Forbidden Valley area. I literally just stood there in shock for about a minute, just staring into like the vast openness of all the Nemesis theming. It's really good, but there was again problems with Nemesis, as you would have with any coaster, such as it breaking down. Not breaking down, but it was shut, and they like closed it about 3 times, I think, on opening day. Like, they had to stop quite a few night rides because there was like, we need to just like finish Nemesis now. And when I went in October, it was open for about an hour the 2 days I was there, and every time it was open, we'd be on the opposite side of the park, and then we'd get there and it was shut. So we went there, and we were in all the Galactica theories that it was going to be Galactica Reborn, or like they were going to give it a paint job, which would be good, but Galactica's very peaceful, and I want it to stay peaceful for like at least until next year, at least so I can get a ride it one last time before it shuts. The scare mazes looked absolutely brilliant this year. Sadly, I didn't go on any apart from the trick or treat one because we tried to book it and it was full, I think, at the time we could do. So, which was sad, but they did look really good on all the reviews and when I walked past them. I think that's all we really have for Towers, but now we're heading over to Thorpe Park. I'm only really talking about Hyperia because it's all I've known about Thorpe Park because I haven't been this year or ever. But starting off with Hyperia. Hyperia was opened this year in May, I think, and it was a good ride. From what I've seen and all the POVs and all the on-ride and all the off-ride and all the reviews, it seems very good. And hopefully I'll get to ride it without it rolling back. And moving on to that subject of Hyperia rolling back. It rolled back quite a bit, I think, and it shut literally the day after it was opened. Sounds a bit like the Smiler, not gonna lie. But it was shut, and there was so much stuff happening with Hyperia in May, and it's shutting down, opening back up, shutting down, being closed for a few weeks. I'm not 100% sure what shut it down the first time, but I knew there was a lot of rollbacks and the water dummies. I'm going to quickly put a little video on the screen of them.
There's a... Oh my god.
I thought that was quite funny. And Flamingo Land, what happened to the log flume? What happened to Velocity? Like, okay. Because, like, we could see it throughout the park, and there was just, like, this ride is closed. Like, why is it closed though? And I didn't see anything about that. I'm going to probably go see if I can find anything else about it. But I hope you all had a good year. If you like coasters and you are a coaster enthusiast, you rode a lot of coasters this year. I hope you have. I hope you had really fun at doing whatever you've done this year. And I hope that you liked this video. I know it was very long compared to most of my normal videos. And thank you for watching. There'll be definitely more roller coaster stuff coming next year. Maybe tomorrow. I hope you enjoyed. Please like and subscribe. All that jazz. All that jazz. And yeah. Goodbye. Okay, so this is me later in editing, and I realised I didn't say like Merry Christmas or Happy New Year or anything like that, but Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy New Year, all that. Goodbye. Hope you have a great 2025 and have had a great 2024.